Live. Hello. What's up, everybody? I'm back. Haven't done a episode of what's on my desk in my mind in a few weeks, depending between our trip to Mississippi for Golden Triangle Comic Con, I think was the name of it, and then just some other stuff going on in life. And I now have a cat back here bothering things. Hey, Xander. Today's episode's kind of my hair is jacked up. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, part of my the stuff on my mind is actually about it's directly connected to not this cat but our other cat. But we'll get to that in a minute. First, we gotta do the fun stuff. I'm gonna apologize in advance. I got like some kind of allergy. I don't know if you can see my eyes like puffy. Like that's how it looks. Look at puffy eye. I look like in my line of work with teaching martial arts class and stuff. You would think that I got punched in the face, but I didn't. This is just some kind of allergy reaction. So I'm wondering tomorrow I'm waking up and be like, Adrian, Adrian. That's my really bad Rocky impression. So anyway, so what do we got going on our desk today? I've been reorganizing and putting some stuff away. So what's funny is as I'm cleaning and putting things up, there's some things that never leave my desk. And there's something, and a lot of them I've already shown you, but there's other things that end up on my desk, but they have a home, so I don't know why they're still here. Like I got these cool, these little Disney. They're like I've never opened this. I don't think. Excuse me. They're little Japanese figures. Oh shit. They're like metal. So like, say I got this little Darth Maul, but they're hard. Now I got to put him back in the case because I should probably display him. Oh, I dropped his little paper here. He's not mint condition unless he has this weird little piece of paper that fell out. That I don't know what it says because it's in all foreign language, and I'm not a scholar. But I got these. I got this one, and I've got this funny Star Cars. It's a Chewbacca truck. And then what else we got over here? We got actually Chewbacca. Same way. See, they're all kind of little things. And then I got a little BB-8 one. I actually got these from my buddy in Singapore when I was visiting. I had the chance to go and hang out with him. He took me to I think it was called the Singapore Comic Con or Comic whatever. So I had the joy of not only doing some conventions here in the States, but outside of just where I live, but doing, excuse me, my God, man, sorry. That was highly unprofessional, but it does not be professional. To do them in Singapore, and he had bought some of these. I don't think he got them at the convention. He had some of these, and he hooked me up while I was there. I got some cool ones. We might have bought a few of them. I don't remember. He has like the whole set. I think they're really cool. And normally, I don't collect like little ones like this, but he had some doubles, so I got them for him because he's awesome. He hooked me up, and they technically go up right there on that shelf. Because right there, what I'm pointing at that looks like a frame. It is. I'll bring that down one day and show you. That's actually a patch I designed for the 501st for 1 year of celebration. There might be a cat jumping up here in a second. And then right next to it is a couple of snow trooper statues. I do a lot of snow trooper stuff because I'm a snow trooper in the 501st, so I collect snow trooper stuff. So for whatever reason, these are over on my desk and not over there. I didn't get them before the show. I don't even know why they're here. There's nothing happening over here. There should be a reason they're over here. So I must have been doing something, or somebody moved them, which means somebody was in my office that didn't belong here. So I'm gonna have to yell at somebody. The other thing, I had to be cleaning. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was rearranging something because this thing's over here too, which just dawned on me. I've got this, which is a little remote R2D2. But as you can see, it's also from the land far away. This one I actually got from one of my bosses years ago. Man, it had to be, I was there for like 10 years. The job after, man, it's got to be at least 15 years ago, if more. I would tell you the date on this. Well, this says 2007 on this. So, man, it's got to be further back than that. I don't remember. Oh, no, 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 because I was still working both jobs at the time. So that makes more sense. Anyway, she had gone somewhere and found this, and it was an old boss I had, and she picked it up and got it for me. So I got this cool, I think it was her. If somebody's watching this video and it was you instead of her, let me know, and then we can argue about it, and you can tell me how I'm a bad friend, and I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was her. I think she brought it back from her travels, unless my wife got it somewhere, and I just don't remember. She doesn't watch any of this stuff anyway. She doesn't support me. I mean, she supports me financially. That's why I live in this luxurious manner. Um, I got this little funny thing my kid gave me. He buys random stuff. He has a ton of Legos, Star Wars Legos. He's in his 20s. He's an adult. Um, but he came across this thing and he brought it over to me and he said, "Here, Dad, you take this." And it's like a little Luke and a Padme 20-year Lego thing. I don't know why, but I took it and stuck it over here on this counter. You can kind of see behind here. I'll bring them down one day. Those are all one of the few things in here that are not Star Wars. The whole wall's Garbage Pail Kids. So you can see little Garbage Pail Kid collectors. I'm missing some from the first set, which I really like these things. Look at these. He's puking. Bleh, bleh. But the reason these are here, some people, because I actually have friends who be like, "Why would you have anything that's not Star Wars?" It's a Star Wars room. It is also my art studio, and one of the things that I do is I draw Garbage Pail Kids for a living. So I draw sketch cards for Garbage Pail Kids, Wacky Packs, Star Wars, more recently Ninja Turtles, Chaos. I've done stuff for Vampirilla, for Kiss, all kinds of stuff. But I do a ton of stuff for Garbage Pail Kids. I'm a huge fan. I don't have any of the cards anymore, which is ironic. I draw a buttload of them. I'm actually currently working on a new Wacky Pack set, but I can't show you because I can't. I'm not allowed to show any of the progress on it until the set itself is released. I have a Garbage Pail Kid set that I did that I don't think is out yet either. So when it comes out, I have some of my APs back. I'll show you some of those. I'll start showing some artwork on here. Here, when I was at Golden Triangle Comic Con, I was a guest. I was invited as a guest artist. It was in Mississippi, so we hit the road and did an 8-hour trip. We tried to do our live show from the hotel, and it failed miserably. But I got to go out there and set up as an artist. And one of the things, while in between doing sketch cards for people or commission artwork or just hanging out and doing all the fun stuff, I like to stay busy and just do stuff. And recently, if I don't know if you're a Spawn fan or not, but Spawn number 300 hit. It's issue number 300 right here as one of the covers. Issue 301 will be the big record breaker, making Spawn the longest running independent comic of all time at the moment anyway. And so while I was there, they put out these blank covers most people know about. And what that is it's the actual comic inside. For those, the 3 people that don't know what I'm talking about, it's the real comic inside, right? So you can actually you buy the comic, you read it just like normal, but on the outside, it's just blank. So artists can draw their own stuff on it. You can take it to the creators and have them draw on it. If you see them at a convention, have people like me, you can just bring it if you like my art. So anyway, while I was there, I got 2 of these sketch covers, and I was like, I haven't drawn Spawn in forever. I did a sketch card of him. And sold it pretty fast. And I did another one, it sold, but I had never sat down and drew another one. I like to usually try to replenish when I sell a character. I'll try to replenish it, and I never did. But I decided, you know what, I want to try to do something different, something bigger. I've done a few of these sketch covers for people and my own. It's usually I'll draw one character, be done with it. I have some that I've held for years that people didn't buy, and they just sit there, and then usually eventually I'll just give them away. But this one I decided I want to go. I love Spawn. It's a milestone issue. I decided to go all out, right? So start off just to be a full shot of Spawn. Hey, Xander, leave stuff alone. Sorry, the cat's exploring in here, and sometimes that means pee. But I decided I just want to do a big torso bust, whatever you want to call it, of Spawn, not his full body. So I start off with this. So this is the cover that I drew. basically, it's just Spawn. I'm not happy with the little energy stuff behind him. It didn't come out. I should have done it more of like a wavy kind, and I was doing more of like a fire. And then I went back and decided to add the black and some of the yellows and the green. You probably can't see some of it. I don't know if you can see like the different shades and things and whatnot. But they're two sided. So I got excitable, and I want to see, as somebody who's a fan of like old school Spawn from way back in the beginning. I was like a lot of people my age that were into comics. I was there when Spawn #1 came out. I was there when Image founded and started. I saw the guys. I was there when they were drawing the other stuff, and I even did a college paper on Image because it was like for business class, and we had to talk about a successful business and marketing, whatever. So I did it, and we had a group, and they were all trying to figure out. Nobody could decide on. I said, "Let me do one on Image Comics." These people, nobody in my group knew anything about it. I said, "Don't worry about it. I will do all the work. You just got to read the cards, hold up comic books, and show them." And I had all the stuff at the time. I still have most of it. And so we got up at the college, walked them through it, told them what they said. They were clueless, but I had copies of Spawn and Youngblood and Shadowhawk and Cyberforce and Wetworks and a lot of all the big Savage Dragon, all the ones that were the initial starting, and got up there and had people holding up books. They would open them, but then I had to explain like the different covers. I had to explain, or I didn't have to, but I explained about how they all came with a coupon to order Image Zero, which I still have autographed by almost all the creators, and how they had trading cards in some of them and all these different things. So I got off on a tangent, but we got an A. But anyway, so with this one, I decided to go out because of being old school. I wanted to go with some of the old characters. I'm just getting back into reading the book. I stopped reading the book just because I stopped collecting comics for a few years. And I recently got back into, I never really stopped with the Star Wars books, but even then I was kind of, but I've gotten back into comics more so in the last couple of years. So for the last probably 20, 30 issues, I've kind of been back into the book. But anyway, I wanted to do old school. So when you flip it over, you see the rest of his cape here. And I still got to finish a little bit of it. But now you've got Overkill up here, which I believe was a dual creation of Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane. Originally, his name was Overkill, and they changed it. I think it had to do with a lawsuit or something like that. I don't remember somebody complaining about something, so it got changed to Overt Kill. I could be completely wrong about the lawsuit too. I remember they created him, drawing him on one of those Stan Lee Presents art drawing video collection things, and McFarlane and Liefeld were drawing this character and created him on there. And so he appeared in the Spawn book. I want to say he appeared somewhere else, but it may be, but he was predominantly a Spawn villain. Then we have the Redeemer, which is essentially was a heaven version of Spawn, which spawns like a hell spawn. Then we got the ever popular Violator right here. Can't do any of these without the Violator. And I was going to do the Clown, and I thought, well, the Clown turns into Violator if you don't know. And I already had the Clown, the Violator, so I'm like, So I decided to try to do the Freak. I'm not happy with the Freak that came out, but he came out at night. So I do the Freak. Thankfully, he's got the barcode in his face, so it covers up a lot of him. So we got the Freak, we got the Violator, we got the Redeemer, we got Overkill, all separated out by some chains. And so then when you open the book up completely, it looks like this. So it's like one big thing. So it's not perfect, but it came out a little bit better. It came out better than I anticipated on some level. I'm debating if I may keep going with some of the other characters because there's Billy Kincaid and there's Cygor and there's Trimmer and there's all these other characters that I like. So I may keep filling this empty space, So you have this one, and I'm gonna probably do a background of some kind in here, maybe some blue like a heaven, and then I don't know, something back here. I don't know what I'm gonna do behind him. That way it's a full page, and then come on this side. And I may fill it up kind of in here and put in, like Trimmer and like I said, Cygor and Billy Kincaid and people like that. Maybe Clown will throw up on the front somewhere, but that way it fills up the whole space. So anyway, that's the Spawn book. I have a second one of these, another blank, that once I'm done with, I'm currently working on a Rise of Skywalker trading card set. So I got to finish that. And then I got 80 Wacky Pack cards to draw. So once I finish that, I got to do a couple things. One, I got to finish this. I also got to finish issue 4 of my comic book, Keepers of Dawn, which I'll bring some of those. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to show you some pages now. Let me go in here. Sorry for my butt. Let's see if they're available here. Yeah, I got some of them in here. Oh, sorry for my snots. I actually have a couple of things I'm going to show you here real fast, and then we'll move on. So this is actually not Keepers On, but I'm just going to show you some artwork today. I just got really close to that camera. Sorry. I'll show you some artwork. One is a piece that I did for the last Celebration. I applied to be one of the artists at Celebration because now that I work with licensed Lucasfilm stuff, you have to do that to submit. But I didn't get in. But you have to do a sample. This was going to be my print for this thing. I haven't made anything out of it yet. I have another artist friend of mine that I may have color it. We talked about it. And we kind of came to a deal because I'm not really that good at coloring this kind of art. But this is a piece that I did that I hope to make some new prints for maybe next year, which it's Darth Maul and Savage Opress. And then one of the Night Sisters down here. And then this will be these down here, will be the Dark Sabers. So I want to put like the kind of coming up the back, have like the green flowing essence or power of the Sith Witch. And so this will be a print that hopefully I'll get done with my buddy Matt. We talked about he may do the coloring for me. So if he does, it'll be a dual print. It'll be art by me and then colors by him. And then so if that's the case, I may have him. He may have him. I don't know. We haven't talked about that far yet. There's that. But oh, this is funny. I didn't even know this was here. I was submitting while working on Garbage Pail Kids. I also submit some trying to get in real case. And at one point, and I'm still working on a book, kind of a fun parody book. So it's a parody of a parody of a parody that I'm not going to go into really detail, but this is one of them. It's kind of a what is the word I want to look or the phrase? It's a Garbage Pail-fied version of Chirrut Imwe. Yes, I got a lot of allergies. They're killing me. I got to go back and take my medicine. I didn't take it today. But this is a Chirrut Imwe and a bunch of the other, K2SO. You got BB-8. You got the Rathtar. You got Jawa, and you got this Muftek, whatever his name is. That's not Muftek, I don't think. Anyway, doesn't matter. I have these characters, and then you got Chirrut Imwe in kind of Garbage Pail Kid form. So that was a fun little piece that I did just for the heck of it. I don't know if you'll ever see anything with this, but if I get the book done that I want to do, it'll be really cool. It'll be funny. I got a buddy telling me about the allergies. I was like, I'm aware. I live with all this stuff. I don't use Flonase and stuff. If I just popped my allergy pill, usually it goes away within a couple of hours and I'm fine. So I just didn't take it today. So I got to take it, and now it's dripping. So you lovely people get to watch my boogers fall out. So anyway, the reason I pulled this over before I talk about today's topic, these are actually issue 4 of the Keepers of Dawn. If you don't know what the Keepers of Dawn are, and I don't have a copy up here to show you, I was not prepared for this part of it. The Keepers of Dawn is a kids comic that I worked on. I started in 2005. I did 2 issues. I started drawing the 3rd issue. Gave up on it because I started doing other work. I got some other stuff, and then I kind of was doing conventions, so I was doing more sketches, and then I was kind of over doing that style of artwork that I was doing and those characters. And so I've shelved it, moved on. Years later, a friend of mine, Eddie, another artist, he found out about the book. We were talking, and I mentioned, he's like, wait, why have I never heard of this? So I told him about it. I showed him the old book. He talked me into redoing it. So I went back, completely redrew issue 1 and 2, re-released them in an updated book, full color, looks way nicer than it ever did before. Finished issue 3, I redrew it as well because I was only about halfway through it. It's printed as well. So I've had issues 1, 2, and 3 at conventions and whatever. So I've got one more issue to finish that specific storyline. And I'm working on, but it keeps getting bumped back because I have other paid deadlines and artwork and stuff that happens. But these are a couple of pages. These are some action shots I'll show you. They're not fully inked. They're inked. I don't know how everybody else does their artwork, but when I do it, I do mine. I pencil it, sketch it out. And then usually on my this is for my cartoon type stuff. I pencil it, then I do a once over ink, which is just straight lines. It's not heavy lines and darkness and whatever. There's no shadows. It's just very, very flat. Then I scan it and do all my colors, and then I make or usually once I'm done with the scene, I'll re-ink it darker Then I'm sorry, then I scan it, and then I do all the colors digital, add the word balloon, whatever. So this is one of the pages from issue 4. Issue 4 jumps right into a fight that it started in issue 3. So this is a page of issue 4 that I don't know if I've shown the page online, but you can see the guys all fighting somebody. It's probably hard to figure out what's going on unless you've read the book. So that's issue one of the pages. I'll show you one more. Oh, this is actually page 1 of issue 4. I'll show you this one. So it shows you how the fight just kind of kicks right up. So it pops in. The first panel of issue 4 is a fist flying at you and then hitting this guy in the face, and then you got this little silly fight, little splash section here of everybody fighting and kicking and jumping and acting like wacky, crazy people that they are. They're a superhero team of breakfast food. They're all kind of dysfunctional, but you can see, like this guy, he's not too happy with what's been going on. Neither is he. Neither he's biting somebody here. I don't know. He's just throwing stuff on it. So anyway, this is this is what I'm working on right now. My own personal book. It's got a long way to go. I've only got how many pages done? I've only got like 3 or 4 pages done of issue 4. So I'm gonna try to get it done. Here, I'll even show you this. This is the potential. This is one of them. It may change if I decide come up with a better idea, but because of the fight, I wanted to jump right into here. But this is the potential cover for issue 4. So you got the whole team on there, kind of all coming at him. You got this guy climbing over him. He's looking up like what's going on. This guy's coming over him. He's doing his karate. He's doing his whisk at the camera there. So it'll have obviously the title of the book and all that stuff, all the lettering and everything like a normal page. Anyway, this is cover of issue 4. We'll get to it at some point. I got to finish the Star Wars set. I got to finish the Wacky Pack set. Oh, crap. I've got a couple other stuff in the pipeline that I'm working on. Hopefully a Marvel set soon. Hopefully some other animated stuff. So we'll see what happens. I've been told I'm getting some things, but until they're in doing the sketch start stuff, until it's in my hands, I don't assume it's going to happen. So I've had like 2 Marvel sets that I was supposed to get that never showed. Then found out I wasn't going to get them. I've had a couple that said they were coming. We'll see what happens. So anyway, moving on from that stuff, that's some of the stuff that's on my desk. This was on my art desk, so obviously I got up and move. But let's talk about now. We've talked about what's on my mind. One of the things, and this one's going to be probably shorter, but it's quality of life. That's kind of the thought process today. And the reason I'm bringing this up, and it's kind of sad, and I'm going to tell you, some of the stuff we've been dealing with over here at the Blakey World is my wife's cat is sick, has cancer, and she's only like 11 years old, which may seem like an old thing for a pet, but for a cat, that's like middle age. Cats live to be like 8,000 years old or whatever. We have 2 cats with a dog. We have Vader, who's my dog. We have 2 cats. We have Xander and Anya. Both cats are named after Buffy characters because my wife's a super Buffy fan. Xander is the one that's kind of a pain in the butt. He's the one that you've probably seen. He's walking around over there. I keep yelling at. He likes to pee on things just to irritate me. But Anya is my wife's best friend. And we found some lumps. So we had to send her in, and giving you kind of the short version so to kind of build up to where I'm going. We took her in. My daughter is a vet tech. So my daughter kind of took care of her. They did surgery, removed the lumps, thought that she was going to be okay. She came home in about not even 2 weeks later, we found more lumps. Took her back over there. We had to go to the cat oncologist. So every time you think you've seen it all, now there's the cat oncologist, which didn't surprise me because there's something for everybody. But I had to take her over there, have her looked at. So we found out it was super aggressive, which is what we kind of figured. Mind you, the cat's not acting sick. She's rocking around like normal. She's eating, she's drinking, she's sleeping, she's running. She's acting the same exact way she's always acted. So they don't think she's in any pain. They don't think there's any like per se sickness. I'm sure she didn't feel well. But anyway, man, she's a small cat. She's a little tiny thing. But after talking to the doctor, we found out They said they could do the surgeries. It had to be two surgeries. Then have to do chemotherapy and all this stuff. And even then, there was like a very, very, very small chance that it would be effective. And obviously, as responsible adults, we had to think about the money. I told my wife, I said, whatever you want to do, it's your best friend. We'll spend whatever we have to spend. I got crap in here. I'll sell if I have to pay for that surgery. Um, but we decided because they couldn't guarantee, um, or not a guarantee because you can't guarantee anything, but because they told us that they thought it was pretty grim either way, we decided to just, what, they gave her about 6 months to live. And we decided, what, let's not put her through more stress. She's already been through surgeries and healing and then it coming back. I'm sure she was feeling better and then started feeling bad again. And we decided not to put her through the stress again. Decided let's just give her a better quality of life because they said it'd be like 6 weeks of surgeries and healing. And if you only got 6 months to live and you spend a month and a half of that in pain or discomfort, are you really getting to live? And so we made the hard decision of we're just gonna kind of write it out and we're gonna give her the best quality of life possible. And it had me thinking. I know it's just a cat, and some people don't like animals. I don't understand people that don't like animals, but whatever. That's another argument, one another day. But if you start thinking about quality of life, and quality of life isn't just when you're sick. Like in this case, I told my wife, I said, let's spoil the crap out of this cat. Give her what she wants, whatever. And if she tricks us and lives for another 3 years, and by God, she's gonna have the best 3 years possible. But if she ends up lasting a week to 6 months, whatever it is, then she's gonna live it life to the fullest until it comes to that time, the dreaded time that we either have to put her down or we have to or she dies on her own, God forbid. I say God forbid. I would much rather her pass on her own in very little pain. But either way, we're gonna make sure she doesn't suffer. But she's gonna have a very good quality of life and party time until that time comes. But as people, we sometimes spend too much time thinking about negative things or thinking about trying to argue with people or thinking about what I want, what I have, what I need, blah, 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 instead of thinking about how can you just be happy. And for some people, things make people happy. I get that. Obviously, I'm sitting in a room full of a bunch of Star Wars crap. Things make me happy. But I also know that at one point didn't have these things. And I was still trying to be happy. Um, there's a lot to be said for time and happiness in life. We live in a world right now where too many people have a voice on social media that use it to spread negativity. We have too many people that are too worried about what somebody else is doing than to make sure that they themselves are happy. They're too busy being mad about something they can't control, too busy getting into other people's business of something that ain't their business. Or too many people trying to bring down or take on other people's things that they love and try to convince them why they shouldn't love them. And it's just ridiculous. It's like if we all focus more on our quality of lives, and I'm not talking about just health wise, excuse me, that's important. I'm in the process of back into training. I got to drop weight. I got to drop a lot of weight. And I know this, and it's my fault. I know how to do it. I've done it numerous times. So first, I got to get my quality of life, my health back. But my quality of life is also up here and what's in here. And if you're running around and one of these people, what they call the trolls, and you're spreading hate and anger and racism or whatever it is, whether it's something major or even if something as stupid as, since I'm sitting in a Star Wars room, I'll bring it up. The Star Wars fandom has become so toxic on some level. You have, in my opinion, way more good fans than you have bad. But because somebody doesn't like one thing, like most people know that there's a big backlash over The Last Jedi. I love The Last Jedi. I'll be the first to tell you, and I will argue till I'm blue in the face. But I will not argue angrily with you because you're more than welcome to hate it. And that's your business. I will not tell you why you shouldn't. I'll tell you why I love it. I will tell people that I don't like a movie. I will tell people why I don't like something. My wife will play some music. I'm like, oh, that's horrible music. Don't listen to that. That's stupid. But I know that she likes it. That's her thing. It's not my thing, right? I'm not going to spend time, like I might harass her and be silly about it, but I'm not going to go online and attack a total stranger to tell them what you like is stupid and here's why you suck, which is what's happened. I'm not going to see another movie because the last movie sucked. Like, I don't understand why people don't spend more time saying, hey, I didn't like this one, but here's why I like this other thing. And use that time, like, if you really want to get the same argument across, you can say, I hate The Last Jedi, but I love Empire Strikes Back. Let's go watch Empire Strikes Back, and here's why I love Empire Strikes Back, and blah 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 blah. Same thing goes for Marvel or DC or whatever. There's no reason, and the same thing with politics. There's no reason to fight about stuff. There's no reason to start ruining your quality of life by spreading hate and anger. Your quality of life is going to come down to your health. It's going to come down to your mental stability. It's going to come down to your sometimes your heart or your romantic status. All these things play into a very important part of your life. And if you spend all your time in negativity and all your time trying to spread hate, your quality of life is going to go down. If you don't spend time eating healthy or doing things that you love or being passionate about or spending time with your friends or doing something that brings peace and joy and happiness to yourself, you're not having a good quality of life. I can judge people all day and say, hey, you should be out working out or you should be doing this. But if I'm not doing it, why should I be saying that? I teach a lot of martial arts classes. That's what I do. And I yell at them all the time. You need to run. You need to do this. That means I need to do it too, right? We have a very big thing in our classes that we don't ask anybody to do anything in our class that we can't do ourselves or aren't willing to at least try. And I firmly believe that everyone needs to try to better their quality of life, whether it's your language, whether it's your the way you address somebody, whether it's how you handle a situation, whether it's changing your job, getting rid of stress. Your quality of life is engulfed in a lot of things. And some people think of quality of life and just health, like the cat situation. It's about keeping her healthy and happy and comfortable for as long as she's going to be here. Whereas right now, for myself, for my wife, for my kids, my quality of life is about how do I spend as much time with them positively as possible? How do I do things I love? This room doesn't exist just because I'm obsessed with Star Wars. Obviously, that's where it starts. It exists because it makes me happy. It makes me feel creative. It exists so that when I'm at that table drawing, I have a semblance of creative spirit. I have a sense of feeling like this is something that's mine. It's different. It's something that I have passion, I love for. So it gives my brain and my quality of life into the right place to create, right? But when I go down the stairs, it's a different world. There's not Star Wars. There's a few things. There's a few Star Wars things downstairs, but it's not my entire house, right? When we do our Hollywood Matrimony live show, we do it from our movie room / studio. That room is nothing but movies. So I go in there. We're in movie town. Across the hall, we have another room that's just my comic books and our books and my wife's sewing stuff. And it's another creative room. We have numerous rooms in this house that are all about creativity. And that's to make our mental quality of life better. We have pictures around the house because we want to see our family. Like I have a painting in the hallway that doesn't match anything in this house, but it was painted by my grandmother who passed away. And so wherever we move, it goes, and I usually find a hallway spot that's kind of off the beaten path of the house. It gets hung up. Every time I walk past it, I see her. I remember her, right? But your quality of life is about your health. It's about your mental stability. It's about your love, your passion in your heart. It's about a lot of things. And dealing with this cat stuff, I also have a grandmother who's very sick right now. My mother deals with health problems. So there's a lot of things hitting me at once that have been making me think about, not just the quality of life, but kind of all encompassing of that. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I just want, if nothing else, I got a sneeze coming. This is highly prepared. I almost sneezed on the cat. Excuse me. I did sneeze on the cat that time. Sorry, cat. Laters. Well, that went from this big passionate speech to just boogers. Um, but I think we all need to just start spending time thinking about how to make your quality of life better. Don't wait until you're sick and need to figure out how to your quality of life is about your final days. Make your quality of life better now and try to make the quality of life of other people better. Be nice to people, share your passions, respect their passions, discuss things. People used to find out my love for comic books came from friends that introduced me to comic books. My love of art came from seeing other people's artwork and my uncles and people that could draw and finding passion there. My passion for Star Wars came from watching a movie that there was another creation. My passion of martial arts came from seeing movies and then taking a class and then from my instructor who trained me and passed that passion on. Take your passions. Like I don't spend time hating on stuff. I'm silly about it and with friends, but I don't have time for my life to be negative. If you're negative, I won't talk to you. I'll just walk away. I got too much to do and I'm going to be happy. My goal in life is to try to make somebody smile every day. Before I sign off, one of my little silly things I do, because we're in a time period without going into the Me Too movement stuff. But you do have to kind of watch what you say now, because depending on who you talk to, telling somebody to smile, telling somebody they're pretty, things like that can be taken the wrong way. I used to be one of those people that would be like, smile, it's a good day, be happy. But you don't know what's going on in that person's life. And the last thing they may want is me telling them to be happy because I think they should be happy. It's not that, it's I want them to be happy, but I may not be the person to do that. So I've tried to stop doing that and try to just say, hope you're having a good day or how are you today? Engage. And if they just say, then I'm like, okay. If they say, and they want to talk, I'll listen. But my big thing now is when I go through a drive-through getting food, every time I'm in the drive-through, every time somebody hands me food, first thing I ask them is before I take the food completely away from them is, was this made with love? And it either makes them laugh, makes them look confused, or gives me a weird look. Either way, they usually laugh, smile, and I drive away happy. So spend some time upping your quality of life now before you have to up your quality of life before it's too late. All right. Everybody have a wonderful evening. I know this went longer than I originally planned. I was just going to do a quick one, and here we are almost 40 minutes in. But I appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to check out subscribe to our channel. Tell your friends about it. Check out our other shows, Martial Arts Movie Monday, TV Tuesdays, Hollywood Matrimony Live. Hopefully I'll start doing these more on a regular basis as well. And the bigger picture, be nice to one each other. Be happy. Find a way to make yourself happy. And just let's make the world a better place. Peace.